Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here for a very special video. So special that I've actually released this completely at a random time that is not related to my usual release times because I had information that I just have to bring to you guys because it was honestly, this is a bit of a leak actually coming straight from Boundless Studios and I could not hold on to that. So I have found out that there is going to be not only a rework and some characters release, but some additional details regarding the upcoming Incursion raids that are going to be very important for you guys to hear. So, if you want to figure out what the heck Boilon's talking about, then you know what to do, everybody. Let's boil this down. Where's my intro scene? So, where are we starting? Here, we're starting at Mantis. Why are we starting at Mantis? So, there was an employee from Boundless Studios who contacted me. They recently left the studio, and they sent me this photo to start. They said, hey, Boilon, you know, there might be something that you're really interested in knowing. And they sent me this photo. And this is a photo of Mantis at Gear Tier 17, mostly maxed out, with the exception of the special. I was like, what? At first I was like, huh? What is this, and what is this about, and who on earth would Gear Tier 17 Mantis, first of all? And then I inquired further, and we had a conversation that this actually has something to do with patch 7.1 and what's going to be happening with the new Incursion raids. And at first, you're probably, and I was thinking as well, what? You know, not only is Mantis a bio character, but she's already a Guardians character. And so, I was told with pretty strong confidence that there is not only going to be a rework to Mantis, but there is going to be a new team. It's not specifically a Guardians team, it is going to be called Space Patrol. Okay, and that's not a joke. It's called Space Patrol because we already have the Guardians of the Galaxy team. There are going to be characters that are going to be stemming from the Guardians, but not all of them. So what I have been told so far is that obviously we're not going to have Gamora. She's already part of the Infinity Watch. We're going to be having, this is my roster by the way, Star-Lord, Mantis, and Drax. We are not getting Rocket and Groot because they are a duo that's going to be designed for some future iteration down the road. Star-Lord, Mantis, and Drax, okay? And first of all, you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with the Incursion raid? They are going to be an Incursion raid team. And then, I know what you're going to say next. Well, I thought that Incursion raids were origin-based. And no, nothing that we have seen so far has actually guaranteed that to be the case. I want to go over some actual stuff that we have in the blog post that doesn't actually specify that origin raids are going to be the Incursion raids. So we had the introduction of Invaders. This was the Invaders Assemble blog post from March the 10th. If you read what it says, basically, break it down. Reporting for duty soon with the elite squadron of heroes, the Invaders, this scrappy team of soldiers will specialize in the much-needed skill raid lanes. That's referring to Doom raids now. They'll be great in all of the current Doom raids, and will be instrumental in a new raid that will be releasing this year. We'll have more information on this new raid in a future blog, but its base difficulty will be easier than Doom 3.3. You probably remember that. And then we had the actual outline on March 22nd of the Incursion raid and showcase events details. And really, you just kind of need to read the initial Incursion raid stuff. And it's a brand new raid. Keep in mind, it's not a Doom raid. It's not a continuation. It's a brand new raid. The next great raid challenge is quickly approaching in the form of the new Incursion raid. Universes collide in this new raid that'll see the introduction of new raid teams from across the multiverse, and most importantly, rewards to power up your characters to the new Gear Tier 18. So 18 is not required to enter the new Incursion raids, just that you're going to be getting Gear Tier 18 there. This powerful new Gear Tier will be required for an upcoming game mode. This is suggested to be Dark Dimension 6, but we'll probably have more details of that next week on the Road Ahead blog, which we'll be revealing in our upcoming 2023 preview blog. But for now, let's go. So we know that there's an Incursion raid. We don't know that it's going to be origin based, but we do know that the Invaders are going to be on it, and very likely the Rebirth. I think they pretty much confirmed that Rebirth is. Now, just because that they are a bio and a skill team does not mean that Incursion has to be a origin based raid. And what I have been told with good authority is that it is going to be a team based raid. So, we have the Rebirth team, we have the, we have the Invaders team, we have the Death Seed team, we have Bionic Avengers, and now we have Space Patrol. And that's going to be the new team that includes Mantis, Star-Lord, and Mantis, Star-Lord, and Drax. Sorry, I paused there for a minute. And so you're going to say, well, 4 of these teams are origin-based. And yes, that's true. But what's going to end up happening is that they're going to be including the actual team of the next team that goes on. So that they're not kind of locked in to origin-based gearing for new characters. So the next team, which very likely is going to be, it doesn't have to be a tech team, right? It just has to be a new team that replaces Bionic Avengers in the intended game mode, which would be the Incursion raids for now. So the next question that you might be asking yourself is, well, what are they doing with this? So if they're bringing in 3 characters, if they're upgrading 3 characters, reworking the 3 characters that we already have, who else is coming? And, well, there is this. This is a very popular photo of the Guardians. This is, and the reason why they can't have the Guardians of the Galaxy is because there's too many of them already. 6, I guess, is more than they want with new characters coming in for a raid. So the Incursion raid is primarily going to be designed for a 5-man lane. It's not going to have much flexibility. You're going to largely be forced into that specific team for that lane. So if you screw up, then you're going to have to buy raid heals and whatnot to get them back online. And that's the challenge that they're making for this new raid, because they said it themselves that this is going to be a much bigger challenge than ever before. And so what characters are we expecting to be on this Space Patrol? Well, that's going to be none other than Nova himself. And secondly, we're going to be having Hercules. Why Hercules, of all characters? Well, some of you might know that we actually have the unique for Hercules already in the game. It's called Olympus Extract. I was actually trying to bring it up on msf.gg because they used to have like a listing of all of the uniques that are in the game, because there's 2 that are not used in the game currently, which is Olympus Extract and Aerozine 89 or something like that. And they've been in the game data files for a long time, but they've never been used. And so why did they choose those characters? I think because of the name itself being Space Patrol is very iconic, I guess, with the the character, the Nova Corps, and they've had affiliations with that in the past with the Guardians. So Nova is going to be on this team with Hercules. What I'm a little bit sad about, because Hercules also, by the way, we have Pride Month that's upcoming in June. So the release of this patch is due, I believe, for like early May. And it's going to be lining up with the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, right? And that's coming in May. I don't have the exact date. Actually, I haven't bought my tickets yet for Guardians. But nonetheless, of course, they're going to do something for this. There's going to be a very strong tie-in for a very popular movie of the MCU. And so they're going to be repurposing the Guardians into something else again, like they did with Infinity Watch. And they're going to be doing this with Space Patrol. So we're going to have Hercules as part of that. I think it might be in the latter half going into June, because that is Pride Month. If you didn't know, Hercules is part of the LGBTQ community, so this makes sense from that perspective, and Nova has been teased and is a very popular character in general. Now, I think we are going to be getting the Richard Rider Nova. There is an alternate version of Nova called Sam something, but he's part of the Champions team, and he's not really affiliated as such really with the Guardians, because it's a different person. So, in this case, Richard Rider, Nova, Hercules, Mantis, Star-Lord, and Drax the Destroyer. So when I saw this, I was like, really? Because some of you may know that Mantis actually, some of you may know that Mantis has been the butt of all jokes since she came out. Mantis is not a good character. She came out basically just before Minerva. And then Minerva came out and completely eliminated the need for her at all. She was supposed to be a raid meta character from the get-go. She has, I'm pretty sure, text of like raid stuff in her ultimate? Yeah, in raids. Transfers, negative effects. So all of this is going to get repurposed. It's going to get so much better. And just nobody really used her. It was a joke character, which is why she's one of my few characters that I don't even have into purple tier. But because I know it's going to happen, let's go ahead and upgrade her at least to gear 9. Because I'm sick of seeing that blue circle. So Mantis is finally going to be getting the love that she deserves. Drax has not been touched for a significant long time. In fact, since he was original OG meta in, I don't know, like the first year of the game, when he was used for his spawn taunt to basically cover for other characters, because he was the only person who could do that. And so I'm glad that he's getting touched up on as well. Let's give him gear 12. I don't have those levels in gold right now for Gear 13, but that's going to come pretty soon anyways. And then, of course, Star-Lord. Star-Lord's, he's been in and out. I have him at Gear Tier 15 because of the Nowhere Heist event. But other than that, there hasn't been a lot of reason to really use him. Although at least I have him to a respectable level where I won't need to put in a significant amount of investment into him for patch 7.1. So that's what's coming around the corner, everybody. Space Patrol. A new repurposed Guardians of the Galaxy team with 2 new characters coming for patch 7.1, and it's going to be for the Incursion raids. Sorry, I keep getting that confused because Invaders is the other team that's coming out right now. That's the end of the video, everyone, and I want to say also happy April the 1st. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.